because nothing we can do that is not aligned with our true selves will ever fill the void. We don't know what we truly want because we were told what is right to want, and we want the same things as we were told. If we need validation, if we need approval, if we need others to recognize us, we start conforming with their expectations. But in this chase for approval, we lose our true feeling of who we are. Why do you feel so disconnected from yourself that you have no idea what you want in this life? Hi, my name is Marina. I'm a coach, spiritual guide, and I'm helping people to find the path back to themselves, connect with their true selves, and live very fulfilling and happy life. So I've been in coaching for a few years, and in my first sessions, I was normally asking my clients, okay, so what do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? What is your goal? What are your dreams? And to my very, very big surprise, a lot of people had no idea what they actually wanted. I mean, of course, every one of us wants to have a bigger house, a better car, better relationship, maybe better health. We want to be slimmer, fitter. We want to live in a different neighborhood. But come on, these are not really dreams. These are desires or wishes, but this is not something to live your life for. What I'm talking about as a dream is something so fundamental, so core to your being, so inspiring, so fulfilling that even the mere thought of that makes you smile, makes you look far away in the distance and just maybe even close your eyes and feel connected, feeling belonging. And not so many people actually knew what that would be for them. And that was startling for me. That was very weird. I always felt like I know what I wanted in life. Since I was a child, I always knew I wanted to help people. I didn't know how I'm going to help people, but I knew it's going to be something about making people's life fulfilling and full and happy and meaningful and impactful. I always felt this calling to help others. And when I asked other people and they didn't tell me what they wanted, I was confused. And only with time, with practice, and learning a lot, different methodologies, different theories from spirituality, from esoterics, from science, from religion, from philosophy, from literature, from art and history, I started understanding why so many of us right now are feeling so unfulfilled, so lost, so disconnected from ourselves. Why so many people are feeling the need to take antidepressants because they see absolutely no meaning in their life. There's so much stress and they have no idea how to do everything that they have to do, And I kind of feel that right now it's a unique time on planet Earth when we actually have the capacity to break through. We have the capacity, ability, we have all the resources to build the life of our dreams, yet we still choose not to do that, because actually not taking a choice is also a choice. So if you are not actively searching for your purpose, for your dreams, for your big goals, it means that you choose not to do them. You choose to stay on the path you're at. And I discovered that there are few major roadblocks or obstacles for us to find and live our fulfilled life, full of our dreams, happiness, and meaning. So what are these things that I discovered are obstacles in our life? First of all, we are extremely disconnected from ourselves. In other words, we do not feel our intuition. And I know there is quite a lot of woo-woo about what intuition actually is, and I'm not going to discuss today the spiritual aspect of it or maybe slightly more esoteric aspect of it. Today I want to talk strictly about our feeling of connection with our true self, who we really are inside. See, when we are born as children, we are very authentic. We know exactly who we are. We feel the way we feel and we express ourselves very authentically in the world, unless something was broken already in early childhood in our connection with ourselves. Because it happens sometimes that our family starts affecting us very early in life. That happens sometimes to people, but for majority of us, we do have this first 4-7 years of our life where we are free to express ourselves as we truly are. Some kids are very noisy, they run around, they're very happy, they scream, they shout, they laugh, they're just full of joy and energy. Some other kids are naturally more quiet, more introverted, more interested in studying and researching. Maybe they're more observant. Some of the kids, of course, try to connect with other kids. Some of the kids prefer to stay with the book or maybe try to build something or something like that. So we express our true selves as we are early on in childhood. And then as we grow up, the more and more the society around us, including our parents, other authoritative figures, they start taking over and they start telling us what is right for us. Instead of us feeling ourselves what is right for us, we are told what is right for us. When we want to wear nice, beautiful, colorful clothes and shoes to school, no, we are told we have to wear the uniform. And the problem with this is that with years, if we don't critically filter everything out, if we don't critically ask, is it truly good for me what I'm told? We start honestly believing that what we were told was correct and we take it on as our new truth. What is the problem with that? We take on someone else's imposed truth on us and we conform. And for several decades that might work. We might choose a line of study, a career, a family, a place to live, according to what we were told. But this inner pressure builds up inside of us, this inner voice that we choose to ignore day after day, week, year, decade after another. It's not going anywhere, it's still there. And now we suddenly start feeling the need to shut that voice up because it starts speaking to us louder and louder. And that's why we choose to distract ourselves from that voice that makes us feeling unhappy from within. We shut it down with alcohol, we shut it down with absolutely useless and meaningless love connections. We network with people we are not interested in. We take on career, jobs, responsibilities that we don't need. Some of us, we have a lot of children just because having another child seems to be the path to happiness. But what we are doing in reality is we are numbing down our feelings inside, feelings of disconnection, feelings of unfulfillment, feelings of meaninglessness of our life. But why? Because nothing we can do that is not aligned with our true selves will ever fill the void. It will always be there. And the further we go away from our true selves, the bigger the gap, the larger the void, and the more we have to put in to shut it down, That's why a lot of people, the older they become, the more sick they become, the more unhappy they become. They have to start taking medication because they have to feel this huge void that is happening, that is within themselves, right? So the first reason why we have no idea what we want is because we are not in connection with our true self. The second reason, I already kind of thought about it as well, is that we listen too much to the outside world, what is right, what is wrong, and we believe that. So we don't know what we truly want because we were told what is right to want, and we want the same things as we were told. Everyone is having a family, we start a family. Everyone is buying a house, we take on a mortgage. Everyone is having 2 cars, we're buying the second car. We might not even need a car. We might work 10 minutes away from our home. We can even walk every single day. Everyone says that at this certain age, everyone starts having problems with their health. Oh, look, we also having problems with health, right? We are conforming. Now we are part of the community and society, but we are just conforming. The third thing why we have no idea what we want is exactly the conformity. Some of us have higher need for validation from other people, and that's not a bad thing. It is a fact. Some of us need this validation more, and there is nothing wrong with that, unless it starts affecting negatively our choices and our preferences. Because if we need validation, if we need approval, if we need others to recognize us to see us as the belonging to this community. We start conforming with their expectations. So if everyone expects us to raise the career ladder, to take on a job of a manager, of a leader, of the C-suite manager, and then we are supposed to start our own business, we conform with that path just because we want to belong. We want others to approve of us. But in this chase for approval, we lose our true feeling of who we are. We lose our own happiness. Maybe we never wanted this in the first place, right? So these are the three main reasons of things that are steering us away from our true path, the path where we know what our dreams are, the path of our calling and happiness. So now that we know what are the roadblocks and problems, how do we start bridging the gap? How do we start filling the void with something meaningful and inspiring, actually decreasing the void, coming closer and closer to our true path, aligned path with ourselves? Well, first of all, we have to be very brave, be very honest with ourselves, because it takes a lot of honesty, it takes a lot of effort to admit to ourselves that all these years, for some of us decades, and I was one of those people too, we were following the wrong for us path. It takes a lot, really a lot of energy. Sometimes we have to tell the truth to people around us and tell, hey, listen, I was following this career for all these years. I actually hate it. It's not for me. And I'm not even good at that, to be honest. Like if I were so honest with myself, right? And it's really hard to admit. Now, I also want to pinpoint here a very important thing. It's not a mistake that you took that career. It's not a mistake that you started living in that house, that you bought that car, that you had those friends, that you went to all those events, that you started meeting and dating all those people. It were never mistakes, because nothing is a mistake when it's a choice. The choice is always made on the best available option right now at this very point. So you always make the best choice for you. That's how our psychology works. We always make the best choice for us based on the factors that are available to us. So back then, that was the best choice you could have made. That's why you made it. So it was never a mistake. Everything is it's just a fact. You made something, you learned something from it. So don't blame yourself and don't try to cover up for those choices because you don't want to face the fact that you made a mistake. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Nothing is a mistake. You don't have to pass a certain exam of being successful or being fulfilled, being happy. No, it's just you versus you and yourself. And if you find it really hard to accept your true choices, ask for help from loved ones. They accept you for who you are, and you will be able to accept yourself as well as a result of being honest with them and asking them for help. So after you've become very honest, very truthful to yourself, and you identified, okay, I was following the wrong path, I want to find my right path. How do I find it? And here, please notice that before you start following your path, you actually have to find it, or at least you have to find the direction, because you can't just randomly choose to do something else and automatically that will be a better choice. No, you can choose even further from the truth direction, even further from your real true path, right? So you need to identify which direction you should go. And here it actually is as simple as it sounds, but it's hard to do. It's simple, but it's pretty hard. You need to start following your interest. Start following your curiosity, what you actually like. Here, there is also one big potential problem that people sometimes encounter. There's a very big difference between being inspired by something, desire it because it's so interesting, so shiny, so cool, and something that is truly yours, your true curiosity. There is a difference between admiring someone being awesome in something while you can't really do that, and following your path when you can become awesome in that thing. The first thing, your motivation, your carrot on a stick in front of you, something so shiny, so glitter, so nice, so desirable, that probably is not for you. Why do you have that? To become your hobby, as simple as that. And in my coaching program, I spend so much time explaining it to all my clients. There is a difference between a hobby and your life purpose. Very big difference. Your hobby is something that you do for pure joy, just to spend your time, to get some energy from it, to get some positive vibes from it, and you do it time after time just to fill yourself up. Now, your life purpose, your fulfillment, your true path is something that is truly destined for you to develop yourself in. This is the spiral path of evolution, if you will. Evolution of your character, of your skill, of your mastery over something. You can be great at that if you spend your time, energy, and effort on it. Whereas your hobby, your motivation, you're not meant to become great at that, so you should not really spend a lot of time doing that. Have you ever heard a person in karaoke that is trying to sing, but obviously they don't really have the talent for singing? Their voice could be a little flat, their pitch could be a little bit off tune, and they think, oh, if only I study harder, if only I find a better singing coach, I will become a professional singer. Let's face the truth, not everyone is supposed to be a singer, so not everyone should try to study and learn that. Imagine if you, trying to be that great singer, was not really made for that voice. Imagine you had an absolute incredible talent in something else. Imagine you could have been an absolutely magnificent dancer, or artist, or a chef, or a manager, or a doctor, or archaeologist, or a historian. Imagine that people would write books about you after a few decades. So great of a historian you are, or artist, or someone else. And yet you decided to push to become a singer. So once we have identified the path to follow, which basically you should follow your curiosity, follow something that you're really truly interested in without this absolutely paralyzing desire for it, like something that you are just very interested to study, something that tickles you in some good sense, somewhere where your curiosity is awakened. Follow that path. Now, how do you start making that your actual life purpose path, and how do you start bridging the gap between your current life that you identified you don't resonate with anymore and that path that you identified with? Well, you just need to start putting more and more attention to that second path you identified. Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. So if you start shifting your focus towards your new direction, more energy will start following that direction. You will start finding interesting books, maybe some people, you will start seeing videos on that topic. Maybe with time you start networking with people from that field, you start getting some suggestions. Maybe someone will even ask you to participate or try yourself in that. And absolutely, by all means, go and do that, follow it. And here I want to mention yet another roadblock that might wait for you on this stage, is that a lot of people have a lot of garbage in their subconscious. Every single one of us, 100% of human beings, have some garbage in our subconscious, have some negative beliefs, some fears, some blockages, some beliefs that are not true, something that is negative for us, something that is hindering our potential and hindering our progress. Again, 100% of human beings have that. You are not unique, I'm not unique, we all have that. And our life lesson is actually to learn what hinders us, work with it, and release ourselves from that. Right? So it's not about blocking yourself. I don't want to believe that. I want to sit down and I want to manifest $1 million. I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I'm great, I'm famous. Trying to manifest from affirmations like that is not really going to bypass the negative belief that you have, right? It will try to follow through, but it will always hit the wall of this negative belief. So we have to dissolve the negative belief. And there are many techniques how to do that. Most effective work, of course, is a work with a specialist, because if someone is specializing in working with subconscious mind, they know the rules, how subconscious mind work. And for most of us, if we don't know those rules, it's really hard to bypass it or to pass through. That's why a lot of affirmations actually don't work, because we don't know what are the rules of the subconscious mind when we try to work with them directly. So once you're trying to follow your true life purpose path and you have identified that something is blocking you, something is not really allowing you to follow through, it means you probably have a negative belief or a negative scenario or some blockage in your subconscious mind that is preventing you from going there. But that is exactly the golden lesson you are supposed to learn in your life to become great. If you are able to dissolve that blockage, overcome it, and come out on the other side with the victory of that, this is incredible. And your biggest gift and your biggest reward for that is actually living truly fulfilling, inspiring, and incredibly impactful life. And that is actually the true essence of a dream. The true dream is to become the best version of yourself, to uncover your potential, and to start living that, showing it in every action you do, in everything you decide to do, in every person you meet. Showing yourself most authentically to this world and sharing your gifts with the world, because every one of us have these gifts and our dream is actually to realize them. So this is all from me from today, guys. Please leave in the comment what was the most weird and surprising fact for you, what kind of blockages or roadblocks you could identify in your own life. And if you ask me how to overcome them, I will be more than happy to record more videos on how to overcome each specific blockage on this path. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.